Okay, thank you. I'll jump in. This is another healthcare presentation. I think I've been also hearing that this is the year of healthcare for blockchain. And so I think we have a good time here. So Opu Labs is doing an application related to the skincare industry. Thank you. And a little bit about myself. I've worked for about 10 years way back in the mobile device, mobile application space. About 10 years in mobile search, building a mobile search platform for mobile operators. In the last 5-7 years working in e-commerce and mobile advertising. And it's through that work that this application kind of got born. So I'll tell you about it a little bit here. Oop. What happened? There we go. Next. There. Disclaimer. So this is informational. I'm not soliciting any investment here today. So what Opu Labs is working on is a new platform that will allow people to address their skincare needs in a new way. Okay, so we are going to do that through building a system of trust and security with providers and consumers. Okay, the platform is going to use the blockchain to enable data to be shared more effectively, and for consumers to get better information when they're trying to decide what kind of product to purchase. There we go. Very large market and requiring new solutions. So the skincare business is about $112 billion right now. Still growing due to rising incomes in developing countries. $23 billion device market in skincare, growing at about 14%. We see about 360 million searches per month on Google related to skincare. And if you do a profile on Facebook right now for people who are interested in skincare, it's over 500 million. And that is our target market for this. Right now on Amazon, there are over 60,000 skincare products, and the consumers, for the most part, are confused about what should I buy, what will work for me. People have limited budgets. Very often people will buy products, they will either partially work or not work at all, or they're using something else already, which overlaps with the new product they're considering. The research we've done has shown that the #1 source of advice on skincare products to assist in a purchase decision is a doctor, dermatologist, of course. But only 12% of the people get the advice from the skincare professional. 88% of the consumers get the advice from their friends, social media, or a shop assistant. Okay, so you go to the drugstore and you'll get advice on the product there. Okay, so 12% getting advice from skincare professionals, but it's by far the #1 rated source for getting information about these products. And through the advertising programs that we've run, what we saw were very interesting patterns. For example, the second largest group of buyers on e-commerce sites for skincare will come visit a site after seeing an ad and spend 7 to 10 days revisiting the site until they make a purchase. So the purchase is done 7 to 10 days later. And this is a lot of consumers. The other thing we observed was during a campaign, phone calls would come into the data center and people would say, well, your ad looks great, the product looks great, could you just tell me what to buy? I have no idea what to buy. And this would happen often. And that started to tell us that there was a problem here, that the consumers were not trusting the ads were not informational, and the decision making was a problem. So that's what we're working on. We want to solve this problem through mass personalization. So we're building an app that's going to use AI, big data, search, secure messaging, and the blockchain to provide recommendations that will be intelligent in context to the user and tell a consumer, okay, you need this product. You need to go visit this skincare center. You just need to wash your face better, for example, for this problem. And so the AI will do automatic profiling. You take a photo, and I'm going to show it here in a minute. We'll take a photo and automatically profile you for various conditions. There'll be verified user and professional reviews on the platform, and most importantly, we're going to give the tools away for free. So the tools for the consumer, the tools for the doctor will be given away free. So over the next 4 quarters, we're going to be rolling out a bunch of functionality. The platform is already live. You can see it at opu.ai. You can see the core functionality already running. And over the next 4 quarters, we'll be launching, for example, the consumer functionality in Q1. We'll have the tokenization all built in, and that's what we're focused on right now. In Q2, we're going to expand the web service for the consumers and roll out in Asia. Asia is our first target market for this. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention at the beginning, I'm actually based in Tokyo, and I'm visiting home right now. So I spend most of my time in Asia, as opposed to here right now. We'll launch the Android version first in Q2. Q3, we plan to roll out our affiliate network, which will allow merchants and partners to market on our platform. And we're going to roll out the iOS version. And at that time, do the US launch after we've launched it in Asia. Okay, so that's a quick summary of what we're launching over the next year. So within 4 quarters, the entire platform will be functional, running on the web, iOS and Android, with third-party marketing on the platform, and roll out in Asia and the US. So let me show you exactly right now how it works. So consumer will use their smartphone, take a photo, send it to the AI engine. The AI engine will look at the image, and they give a rating for things like wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, acne, redness. Okay? And that's expansible. So those are the ones we're doing now, but we can easily add additional conditions. The analysis will show you where those problems are, and then simulate what it will be like if you address those conditions. So you reduce those conditions. Tone is a big issue, especially in Asia. So people want to have lighter or darker tone, but they want to have consistent tone with their skin. And so the platform will do detailed analysis of your skin tone. And then we'll be able to compare yourself to you'll be able to compare yourself to the community. So there'll be a lot of data crunching here that shows the consumer how they look at, compared to others who are trying to improve. And that gives you a quick glance at sort of what the AI does when it parses the face. Okay? So that's what we're doing now, and I mean that's imminent. The platform has already been development for a couple of years, and so that's imminent that we'll be launching that. But we have some big visions of what blockchain can do here, and the number one thing is the smart contracts for data access. So it's very important, especially in the EU, but everywhere in the world, consumers can use a tool like this. They want to make sure that they own the data and that it's not going to be shared anywhere. And so in our platform, the consumer owns the data, and we will never share it or sell it to anyone. However, there are a lot of interesting programs, and consumers would like to test new products. Consumers would like to earn money, if they can, earn credits, for example, by sharing their data with trusted parties. And this is perfect for the blockchain. So we can use the blockchain to allow brands to develop programs for market research, allow universities to do research on the database that we're building, allow the consumer to earn something for doing this. While they control the data, they can opt in or opt out anytime. So that's one of the big things we're going to be doing. We'll be adding, as I said, more and more skin conditions. So one of the ideas of scaling this platform is we'll have a lot of doctors, researchers adding conditions to the platform as we learn more and more going forward. And we'll build some dApps on top of that then. Well, also, we have the vision that there are a lot of developers, we've already been getting requests, who would like to use and get access to the AI that we're building. So we'll have third-party plugins, et cetera. We want to be HIPAA compliant so that if a doctor is using a particular tool, they can get the data into their tool. So we'll talk about the token, which is, I think, the most important thing. So the Opu token is going to be used to power the ecosystem as a point of loyalty, for payment, to allow this currency to develop for exchange. For the doctors, they will earn the tokens when they provide image analysis to us. If they get good reviews from consumers, they'll earn coins. Consumers will use the coin to pay for services. And there will also be a way for the doctor to use those tokens then for promotions to reward their patients for successfully completing programs. The consumer will earn the coin through loyalty. So every time they buy something on the platform, they'll earn coins. As I mentioned, when they complete programs successfully, they'll get those coins also. Third-party developers, then, we will make the wallet, the Opu wallet, available to third parties who will then be able to use the coin for their business and will power all the transactions with those third parties through the Opu wallet. So we're targeting as a cap 37 million. It's as I said, a big industry. We're targeting 24 countries for this to launch. So we believe that this type of scale is warranted here. And the breakdown is about 40%, 43% there, my glasses, for the market development, about 27% for the research and development, 19% for acquisitions, and about 10% for operations. A lot of the ICOs I've looked at from the buying perspective, I've seen this flipped over where it's about 40 to 50% typically for the R&D and about 15 to 20% for the marketing. We've already substantially developed this, and with a target of 24 countries to launch in, most of the investment's going to go into getting this out there, releasing it around the world. So most of the investment's going to go in actually deploying this around the world. The team, I could spend time talking about everybody here, but just a few highlights. Dr. Deval Banusali, he's our chief medical advisor. He's very well known. He's one of the most influential dermatologists out there for telemedicine. He's on TV often, advises a lot of big companies in the skincare industry. And so with him, we're building a medical advisory board. We've already got about 10 doctors committed, which we'll announce soon. We've got Brendan Bennett, who is the editor of the Healthcare Blockchain newsletter. He's one of our advisors, and I think really plugged into what's happening in healthcare right now in the blockchain, as well as a bunch of experienced people on the team. So about the ICO itself, we're going to launch this on the Ethereum network. We looked at Wave, we looked at a lot of things. We think Ethereum is what really makes sense right now. So for the tokenization, we'll be on Ethereum. We are in the private sale mode right now, and I'll talk about that in a second. And we'll do a pre-sale and then the full public sale probably in mid-May. So this is sort of like wine, an example of wine, where just when it's right, then you can do it. And so we think mid-May is about the time for the public sale. So we're still in some bit of a preparation mode. The one-pager and the white paper are available on ico.opu.ai. For the private sale, we're looking at about a $3 million cap with a 50% discount. Okay. As far as the distribution goes, I'd like to explain it. I think because we thought through the economics here, we think this is the right way to do it. So about 6.5% will be sold in the ICO, 5% put into hard storage through smart contracts, 4% to partners, 10.5% left with the team and the company. But 74% then will be locked for only use within the ecosystem through the Opu wallet. So what that means is that the only people that will get those coins are dermatologists and consumers and brands, et cetera, who will be actually conducting skincare business. And our forecast is that those coins will be fully distributed probably in about 3 to 5 years, depending on how, the expansion of the network. And after that, they'll be recirculated. So the coins will get recirculated through the system, being exchanged through parties on the network. So as far as the private sale goes, launching it officially really today, 50% discount. There'll be a 90-day holding period after the tokens are distributed in the public sale. About 8 million tokens have already been sold. And of course, US purchasers will be subject to US regulations. I'll just mention one thing. My perspective, being outside the US, may be a bit different. So there's Reg D, Reg S. We will be following those rules. 85%, some of the big ICOs out there, 85% of the buyers are outside the US. So one consideration for companies is just to do it outside of the US and not even do it in the US at all. For us, because the US market is very important to us, and we really want to be here, and we're doing it as a US company, we'll follow Reg D and also do it in the States too. But the international market is pretty important to us too. And so that's it. I appreciate it. Just a few more things. So our Telegram is t.me/Opu Labs for those who follow ICOs on Telegram. ICO@opu.ai if you have any further questions. And ICO.opu.ai is the website.
Now we can take some questions. Okay. Any questions from Marc? Marc, I got a question. Do you have any IP on this application? I know you're in Palo Alto, so what is the relationship with, any IP in this?
Sure, there's plenty of IP, trade secrets, et cetera. So, and there's patentable ideas here. There's a lot of IP that we're working on.
And what, we spoke before with the audience, not the audience at home. What other company you were involved before in Japan and other?
My back. So I started out my career working for Sony for about 7 years. Since then, I've just been a serial entrepreneur. So my first venture was a document technology company. My next company, MCN, the company I told you about, is a search company. So we built a mobile search platform, which I think we had about 23 mobile operators that used the platform doing search. This is the Nokia era of the industry, let's say, before Google and Apple came and wiped out all the Nokia remnants that were out there. So, but that's my background. Yeah.
Any other questions? You're going to be in the panel, by the way, later on, so we're going to be discussing.
Sure.
Your